Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I have cut episode 4. I am planning to make a video called Deleted Episodes later to go over that as to why, but I'm going to combine episodes 5, and it wasn't episode 6, it was episode 5.5 or 5.5, because technically in that episode I didn't work on the truck, I was building a slide hammer. So I didn't think to make it episode 6 because technically I wasn't working on the truck. But enjoy the show. Oh, and quick note for viewers that are not used to my sense of humor yet. It starts to go off the rails from this point, so I hope you're ready. Happy birthday, happy. Oh, sorry. Happy birthday, Clifford. Trying to light these freaking candles, but the wind keeps blowing them out. You know what? Yeah, forget that. Oh, I don't know the exact day that this rolled off the assembly line, but as of November 2024, this truck is 20 years old. Which I think makes it a classic, but I think that also might be 25 years. I don't know. Nope, can't have that yet. You got one more year. This one's the original bolt. These two actually came out on here on the other side. Okay. And go ahead and check our torque specs here. Let's see. Torque specs, good and tight. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. You might notice from episode 1 that my bump stops are missing since after that episode. What I did, I took them off. This is really all that's left of them. Now I've cut out, there's a triangular piece of metal, triangular piece of steel that where the rubber would have mounted, and I cut that out on both of them. What I'm going to do, I'm going to make new ones. This, and I just cut these at shape at work when I had downtime, and then I just bend it by hammering it up against that. So we're gonna weld those up and continue to shape it. So here's how this is going to work. This is what I got for the bump stop. This is just the kit I bought off Amazon. It's a generic universal bump stop. Clean this up and we'll drill a hole in the center of it for this to mount on. And then I'm going to have to cut a slot into the frame so that this can pass through it. And then we're just going to mount these onto the original bump stop plates that this came with. Now, do I need bump stops? Probably not. In the 4 or 5 years that I had this truck, I've never hit them once, because you saw both of them were still on. As soon as I unbolted them, they fell right apart. The rubber bit just fell right off. But this is more of a decorative. I want to do it because it'll look a little nicer. So, and as far as these plates go, I'll try to get them to both look, what's the word I'm looking for? I'll try to get them to both look similar to each other as much as I can. But for the most part, I just want to make sure that these are mounted in the exact same spot. Oh golly, oh gosh, oh jeez. Look at it, boy. Did Timmy fall down the well? No, it's my Scottish uncle. He's here for a visit. That's basic old here, laddie. I hope you don't mind me staying for a visit. Something I don't understand, laddie. Why didn't you just buy new bump stops? Wouldn't it just been so much easier? No, I couldn't just buy new ones. They're discontinued from the manufacturer. They've been discontinued for about... Hey, that's true. Well, what about aftermarket? Nope, not a single aftermarket manufacturer makes that part. On this side here, that was the side that was towards the outside of the box. So rust is eating away at this side quite a bit. What I think I'm going to do once I get these both ground down pretty well, I'm going to go inside, I'll take some JB Weld on both of them to kind of make them both look, I guess, more filled in. Because it's all going to be painted over anyway. And then I'll have to get these on a workbench, mark them both, so we drill them both in the same spot. Then we should be golden. See how well JB Weld can fill all that in. Here's what we got. JB Weld and paint on both of them. They look mostly similar. Anyway, what we got to do to mount these, I have to modify the mount here. I need a hole because I need something for this to pass through. Here's what we got so far. I actually got that one to fit, test fit. So I have to clean these up. Also, when you have the heater running in here, all the snow on the roof melts and drips on your face. So that's lots of fun. I absolutely love having cold water drip on my face like Chinese water torture. Yeah, here's a finished product. Oh. What the hell are you spooks up to? Bro, you gotta help. He's a madman. Now you blithering idiot. The Clifford Dakota is hidden inside of the moon, unlike in the North Pole like they want you to think. He ate all the food in the fridge. I haven't eaten in 3 days. And it's just a phantom tax, laddie. You know, your head takes some of your food. Or in this case, like, all of it. Okay, the food is one thing, but that's not why I came in here. I heard water running in the basement. I go down there, and half the copper pipes are gone. What's up with that? Oh, I took all those pipes to make a moonshine still. You care to try some? No, I don't want any of it. I want all the pipes put back where they were, so the basement's not full of water. Of course you don't want to, you gay boy. Go into my house, eat all my food, and call me gay? Get out! Oh, I'm sure glad he's gone. I was getting really tired of doing that Scottish accent. Here's what we got. This is a piece of black iron pipe that I have cut, and then I took off some of the whatever coating or oxidation layer they put on it. This is a washer. I'm gonna go weld these up. We'll be right back. A little crude, but we can clean that up later. Got it packed in there pretty tight. Mold is still setting up inside. Here's the plan. So I'm going to melt a bunch of these over this can, so that way I can leave this steel part out and I don't have to deal with them later when I melt it. I don't have a big blob of lead in here. That's when we'll melt all of it to cast that. And I got a bigger can as well, because I don't think that this would have been able to hold enough lead. It's okay to use a soup can for like this once. For stuff like aluminum casting that I've done before in the past, it's too thin. It'll break. But since this is a low temperature metal, pot metal, This will be fine. And back in the day, back in high school, I had I made a aluminum foundry. So I melted aluminum cans, aluminum scrap. I even, one melt, I had a whole bunch of gum wrappers. Like, just gum wrappers that I'd pick up in the hallway in school. And I took a bunch of those and I melted and I got an ingot out of foil. So that was pretty neat. Something else I used to do is I used to melt pennies. So I think it's past, was it 1974? Modern pennies are mostly zinc. You heat those up with a torch, you can get the zinc out of it because it's just a very thin copper sheet. But don't do that because that is defacing currency. So I did all that in Minecraft, theoretically. Or the one time I went to try and melt brass, you have to use flux whenever you do that because it gets so hot the zinc just tends to boil out of it. So I don't know if I didn't add enough flux or what, but brass didn't melt and it kind of just turned into copper. I had a bunch of bullet casings and they went from gold to copper colored. So these two are for gas, and then that one is where I'm planning to pour lead through. Alright, 1 week later. So I tried to attach the casting sprues with super glue, which did not work very well. Glue stick works great for that. Didn't have enough lead, so I went and acquired some more scrap wheel lights from work. They're all lead. And we got a fire going down here. We're going to get that melting. Man, I don't know if this is going to work. Oh, that's going to be interesting. Well, spoiler alert, fellas. It didn't work. It looks like the lead went like partway down. I don't even know if lead's good for lost foam like this. So usually when people do a lost foam method, they use aluminum or something with a higher melting point than lead. So it looks like some of that got replaced with lead. Down there is just foam. See if I can break it off. Yeah. So I just got a big old blob of lead here. I think I'm gonna try to change up the design of that weight. At least I got a modern art piece out of it. Could sell it, make $1 million. Who are you? How did you get in my house? Alright, different plan this time. I've got kind of like a portable stove. We're going to pour lead into this thing. And I'm going to put it in here, just in case my welds weren't that great and it leaks a little bit. With this little butane burner, we'll put on enough heat. I also had to cut up my masterpiece. Yeah, I like it. I like the little portable stove I got. It all breaks out into a little kit. And it has an adapter so you can use either butane or propane. So, pretty cool. Okay. quite a bit of dross because that foam was still stuck to it. Took pretty much all of it. All right. That should do it. I took that piece back out. It seems like I could only put out enough heat to keep a lot of it molten. I mean, if I waited a little longer, it might have worked, but who knows? I'd be hardened by now. Yeah, it's got some pretty good weight to it. I shouldn't have to worry about it coming out because that ridge right there should keep it inside. So all this piece here is one of those exhaust pipe adapters you can get at the parts store. That's just black iron pipe like before, and then just a washer again. So